Well, welcome to this week's devotionals. I keep thinking I'm going to get through more than a chapter a week, but it hasn't happened so far. We're going to be all week in Genesis chapter 3, beginning with verses 1 through 5. And you'll notice that I haven't been reading the passages as I'm going through. One is, as we get going, I'm going to be going through bigger sections of Scripture. The other is, this is really intended as a supplement where read the passage on your own before or after this and just reflect on the text in light of the comments I make. Again, if there's any questions, any feedback, anything, please email the church or you can send it to my email, gaessler@outlook.com. Anyways, Genesis chapter 3, Adam and Eve, they've been given a mandate by God. They are naked and unashamed together. And as we go into Genesis 3, there is this shrewd snake. Now, in this passage right here is not the association of the serpent with Satan. That will come later on in the biblical narrative. But in ancient Near East cultures, serpents were associated with chaos and evil already. So it was in the cultures surrounding Israel was already this association. So the original readers would have known something bad, something rebellious against God was being introduced here. It would have been seen as a creature in rebellion against God. And this serpent tells a different story about the trees, a different story than what God had said, and not story, just talking about them. But the serpent also has a different perspective, or is looking to get humanity to believe a different narrative about the nature of God and his command. The irony is, well, we'll get to that in a minute. I want to make mention of just a word play in the Hebrew. Now, the word naked that was used in Genesis 2:25 is arumim, and the word for shrewd is arum. So they're very closely related. They sound alike. The word for shrewd means clever. Humanity starts out in this section naked, arum, but ends up clothed, hidden. The snake begins shrewd and will end up cursed. Now, this arum word is a neutral word, meaning it's not a negative word. It's not shrewd or clever in the sense of evil or anything negative along that nature. It all depends on the context and how the shrewdness or cleverness is being used. For example, Jesus in Matthew 10, verse 16, actually encouraged his followers to be as shrewd as serpents, an allusion right back here to Genesis 3, but innocent as doves. So shrewdness is not bad in and of itself. It's the purpose in which it's used. Proverbs chapter 1, verse 4 actually speaks about one of the purposes of Proverbs was to bring shrewdness, cleverness to life. Now, the question and the response of the serpent here is clever. It's shrewd because it is designed to twist God's command to cast doubt on his goodness, to say that God was holding them back from being like him. The irony here is that God's whole design and purpose was to bring to humanity knowledge of good and evil, but by receiving it from God, not by taking it from themselves. In fact, the serpent is shrewd in not lying about what God's goal is, but lying about God's character and how God was looking to bring it, that God was trying to hide it from you, when the reality is God was just looking to bring that knowledge in his time, in his way. Knowing good and evil is a phrase that's more than just moral knowledge, remember. It's about how to live well in all the areas of life. And so here's the question for today. Where are you struggling to trust God's timing for the good that you're trusting him for? And I'll encourage you to take what you are waiting for, that good thing, surrender it to God, surrender the timing of it to him, Well, today, may the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you. May the Lord be gracious to you. And today, would you find his peace? God bless.